Can't Resist Her by Kianna Alexander. Performed by Morgan Martin. Summer spent the better part of Friday working on action items for her community group, the Sojourner Truth Preservation Society. By mid-afternoon, she'd finished updating the social media page that members used as a hub for conversation and strategic planning. She'd started the group the week she arrived, after discovering the planned demolition of her former school. Currently, the group was 21 members strong, with new folks trickling in every day. Leaning back in her desk chair, she stretched her arms above her head. She'd turned the second bedroom in her apartment into a cozy little office, and as she looked around at the cream-colored walls and the modular shelves full of books, magazines, and her collection of Sanrio stuffed toys, she smiled. It had taken her a couple of weeks, but now she finally felt fully settled into the apartment. This place has really started to feel like home. She drummed her fingertips on the surface of her L-shaped workstation. It was the largest desk she'd ever owned, and she'd bought it to celebrate her new teaching position. The moment she'd seen it in the store, she'd known. The space would come in handy for sorting art and science supplies for her young students at Young Scholars. The school's curriculum focused on hands-on learning and exploration, and she'd already filled 2 large plastic totes with items to facilitate their first several projects. She took a long sip from the water bottle on the corner of her desk, then set it down and opened a blank file in her graphic design software. As she created a text box and resized it to fit the text she planned to enter, her phone rang. "Hello?" A bright, familiar voice filled her ear. "Hey, Summer, it's me." She smiled at the sound of her sister's voice. "Hey, Chris, how are you doing?" "I'm okay, but I'll be better if you have good news for me." Summer sighed. "I wish I could say I did." "Oh, boy. So, let me guess. You couldn't find any problems with the permits?" "No, I couldn't. I checked with the city of Austin and with Travis County." "Were you able to find a way to run an online record search?" Crystal asked. "Or did you speak with someone?" "I actually went down to the Permitting and Development Center myself, in person. I spoke very briefly with someone in Development Services who directed me to the Commercial Plan Review Division." She tapped her fingertips on the desk. "All of Abernathy's permits are in order. They were submitted earlier this year and approved several weeks ago." "So much for that approach," Crystal said dryly. "I didn't have any better luck with the Historic Preservation Office. I'm just glad I called instead of driving all the way over there." "Damn," Summer frowned. "I was so sure you'd have a better shot than me. What happened exactly?" "It turns out that in order for a structure to be declared historically significant, it has to be at least 50 years old. Beyond that, they say the school only meets one of the 5 criteria they use to determine a property's historic merit." "Which criterion is that?" "Community value," she scoffed. "So they admit it's important to Ivy, but they still aren't going to step in. Can you believe it?" Her tone held a mixture of bitterness and resignation. "Just because the building is only 46 years old and doesn't tick all their little boxes, the city is just going to stand by and let those corporate raiders tear down the school our grandmother founded." Summer felt the sadness tug at her heart. "This is so frustrating. The city just seems to have such disregard for what the school means to our family's legacy.